Hello, welcome to Mindset Matters. I'm your host, McBride, and I want to talk on something today that I do not intend to cause discomfort or distress. But my topic for today, some people may have encountered this, and I hopefully that they are getting help with this. And my objective today is to shed some light on something that most people do not address or are not aware of or don't know how to behave in these certain situations when they are encountered. The topic of my subject today is called I've been injured, but there's no scars. I've been injured, but there's no scars. Let's see what Google says about an injury. An injury is damage or harm caused to the mind or body as a result of an accident, trauma, or external force. It can be affecting your bones, muscle, organs, or your emotions, depending on the cause. Types of injuries. There's physical, cuts, bruises, fractures, burns, and etc. Emotional, psychological, trauma, stress, or mental harm due to events or experiences. For an example, he suffered a leg injury during the game. He'd been in football games and they showed a replay of the guy's leg going one way and his body going the next way. Would you like a spiritual or metaphorical meaning of an injury as well? That shouldn't be hard to find. Have you ever encountered someone and they have a limp and you wonder how it happened? Or someone's walking bent over and you wonder how it happened? Someone might be holding their arm or elbow and you wonder how it happened. We're all curious. Some other incidents or signs. I'm sorry, I wet the bed again. I've been injured. Can you come down in the basement with me and help me look for something? I can't go in the basement. I've been injured. Why is it that when you heard my husband yelling for me to find me, you covered your ears? I've been injured. Why is it that you only associate with females? I've been injured. Why is it that you only associate with males? I've been injured. Why is it that when you hear a siren, you get in a fetal position? I've been injured. Think about all the hidden signs of injuries that you don't see a scar. And you wonder how they got there. Why are these behaviors manifesting? And you wonder where it started. How did it happen? They've been injured. Why is it that when we're talking, you don't make eye contact? It's because I've been injured. Why is it that you never stand up for yourself? It's because I've been injured. All of these signs and outward symptoms that I'm giving you were caused by something, some type of injury that has not yet healed. So I want us, the next time we encounter these behaviors where we're only having these symptoms, to have more empathy, to have more understanding, to try and ask questions and not be accusatory, but to be understanding. Because these people have been injured. Why is it that you don't go to church anymore? I've been injured. Why is it that you don't believe in God anymore? I've been injured. We can't go to a ball game or an outing. We can't be in a crowd anymore because I've been injured. Why is it that you have 5 locks on your door? It's because I've been injured. All these behaviors, there's a reason behind these behaviors. What we are getting are symptoms of a deeper cause. Now, I know you might be asking, well, how do I heal? How do I help someone heal? To heal means to restore to the state of wholeness, well-being, or balance, physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. It involves more than just the disappearance of pain or symptom. It's a process of recovery, renewal, and transformation after harm, hurt, or lost. Some examples of what healing may look like. A wound closes and the skin regenerates. I'm going to share a personal experience with you. I was using a manual slicer that you slide the fruit or vegetable across and it puts it in a container for you. I did not use the attachment that came with it, so you don't have to actually hold the fruit or you're not in contact with the blade. I was holding the vegetable and slicing. Next thing I know, my finger's stinging and there's blood squirting everywhere. So I run to the sink. I ran my hand under water as much as I could stand it to rinse the blood off. It took my finger over, well, it never really stopped, but it bled for 2 hours. And I finally ended up going to the emergency room. They did x-rays and said, you cut a real chunk out of it. You were close to the bone. So it took them 2 attempts to wrap and clot my finger. And so I went back to the doctor the day after, and they told me, well, I want you to change your bandage every other day. We don't want any infection to sit in, so forth and so on. I go back the next day to get my bandage changed, and the doctor says, well, we're pleased with the progress of the healing, but we don't want to sew it up. If I sew it up, then we can't put any medication in it for it to heal. She says, I want it to heal from the inside to the outside. I want it to heal from the bottom to the top. And that kind of stuck with me in situations like this. You need to be able to heal from the inside out, not the outside in, because if you heal from the outside in, then you're not getting to the root cause of your injury. Nothing can be implemented anymore because you've closed the door. You want to be able to heal from the inside out. Another healing, what it may look like. A heart learning to trust again after betrayal. I don't date anymore because I've been injured. A mind finding clarity after confusion or trauma. A spirit regaining peace after chaos. That is so important. A lot of us are dealing with chaos in our lives. If it's not this, it's that. If it's not that, it's this. If it's not up, it's down. If it's not in, it's out. If it's not black, then it's white. If it's not hot, then it's cold. If we're not poor, then we're rich, and we're this and we're that. Trouble all around. How do you heal from this chaos? At its core, healing is a journey back to your true self. Often stronger, wiser, and more compassionate than ever. I did a podcast on I Just Want to Come Home, and I mentioned the story about the prodigal son and how he came to himself and realized who he was and whose he was, and he had been restored. Those of you who may be dealing with some of the incidences that I mentioned, my prayer is that you be restored and that you be made whole again, that you regain trust after betrayal, and that your confusion and trauma be clarified so that you will have an emotional balance, that the trauma, the pain, the suffering that you've been through, the injury that you've been through is just a thing of the past. Not that you have forgotten it, because in a lot of cases we may not ever forget it, but we don't have to dwell on it. We don't have to let it control our being, who we are, where we go, what we do, our interactions, our social life, our friendship, our spiritual life. Because we need those things. We need each other. The very thing that may help you in your traumatic situation might be your biggest fear. And we all know what fear does. It makes us stagnant. It makes us stationary. So we need to do the opposite of that. Take a chance. Step out on faith. Ask for assistance. Pray. Pray to be restored back to yourself. And those of you who have regained yourself, who have made it out of situations, who have been restored, who have received the help that you need, you've gained skills and knowledge to do this, I encourage you to reach out and help someone who is in this situation. Take the time to see them. Take the time to be patient, understanding, encouraging, enlightening, uplifting. Acknowledge these people and meet them where they are. Because it could have been you. It could have been you that was locked in a basement. It could have been you that was locked in your room. It could have been you that was sent to bed hungry. It could have been you that had been beaten. It could have been you that had been molested. So let's be compassionate. Let's be understanding. Let's be courageous to step out of our comfort zone and be more understanding, to be more giving, to listen, to encourage. Well, I hope I said something that will create a spark in your life, in your heart, in your emotion, in your doing, in your prayer life, in your social life, on your job, in your family, in your schools, in your department. That you look for the signs for someone who has been injured. My time is up. T. McBride, empowered by hope. And this podcast is Mindset Matters. Look up our website, empoweredbyhope.org. There's a lot of free information there that may help you on your journey. Hit the like button. Subscribe. If there's anything that we are not addressing, please feel free to leave a comment, and we'll try to make it happen. First, I'd like to thank God. I thank my partner, Dr. Stephen Evans, Mr. Alex, who does all our technical work and advisory. To you, I love you, my brothers. I'm signing out. T. McBride, Mindset Matters.